Ebolations. Episode. Trace. I was sure I'm about to crash out. Just got off the night shift. Typenstein. 10-hour shift. Driving back home. With traffic, sometimes it could be up to like 45 minutes going from Gresham to Portland. For those who are not acquainted with the Pacific Northwest, aka Agartha, Gresham is generally looked down upon as quote-unquote ghetto, which is a fallacy. And Portland is like looked up to as all cultured, a hub of commerce and culture. So Gresham is actually very close to Mount Hood. You can see Mount Hood, very close. It's like right there. I mean, it's closer than Portland. Portland is further away. Anyways, we have an overcast day, typical Pacific Northwest day. Got done working, again, 10 hours, commute back home, quite some ways. For those who know. I had a friend drop off like some snacks for me. This is my Arab, and I will refer to him as such, and he shall remain named as such. He will come up in other videos. I have my Arab out here in Portland, and then I got my Mexicans. I got my Aztecs down in San Diego. So, he came out, gave me some snacks, my Arab friend out here, and he was like, damn, I didn't know your work was on the other side of the world, because that's how it feels when you're out here. I mean, it's like you may as well go to fucking Mount Hood. It's like right there. Anyways, gonna get training with my dog Rome. It has been so hot out here. There's been like heat advisories. You can't take like the dogs out, can't even have the cats on the patio. They're just panting so much. It's funny, we have a bunny at the facility I work at. People always talk about the bunny. It's so funny because this rabbit, it's like a big bunny that people theorize is one of the neighbors. Like, it has to be a pet because it's so fat. And it's so funny because like one of the coworker guys, like, he's always like, oh, it's so juicy. And I always thought that was, I mean, you eat rabbits, so I get it. But yeah, dude, it's a juicy rabbit, I guess. But there's that one, and then there's like a hare or something, because it's a little bit smaller and it's a little bit thinner. But yeah, those guys are like going through it right now too. The amount of wildlife at the facility I work out is insane. You see all type of like barn owls, these rabbits, when I tell you, this fat rabbit and then this like skinny looking hare type one, the hair looks kind of uglier and it's like gray and it's all skinny, like, so that's why I think it is a hare. I don't know. They're constantly patrolling the facility all the time. Like, people are like, oh, there's the bunny. It's so funny. Like, we give it water, we give it like rabbit food, all this stuff, but yeah, it's like become commonplace now. I don't know, something about it is just so funny because it wasn't there before, and then now they're always there. Like, usually it'll just be that bunny, but sometimes his little hare friend will be there also. You just gotta see it. There's a ton of foxes, and they're so weird. They get together in these packs, maybe. I don't know if it's the foxes or the coyotes. I think coyotes are more pack oriented for sure, but it probably is the coyotes. Either way, some motherfuckers are out there screaming, making this like hellish cacophony. Like, it sounds like people being stabbed or a bunch of people getting fucked up. It's really weird. Like, I recorded one time. Maybe when I have the chance, I'll record for a video. But it's scary, like blood-curdling screams. And, you know, like what, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, right? Middle of the night. And you hear, and they're nearby too, like a couple feet away, and that sound goes on for miles. But yeah, incredible wildlife out there, actually. And I mean, you know, you're by the mountain, you're like, you know, you are more in the wilderness country. I prefer like the North Plains. I prefer to go to like the beach, Tillamook. I prefer that country. Yamhill has my heart. I'll talk about Yamhill a lot. You know, that is like the purpose. That is what I want to move forward for. And 2 is a farm. You know, I have 7 animals. I have 7 pets. You know, I want my 3 dogs to roam free. 2 of them are like working breed. I got 1 Frenchie. If you have Frenchies, they're amazing. They steal your heart. They're also like an abomination to nature. Yeah, but I want chickens. I want frogs. I want cows. I want horses. I want goats. And it's not so unthinkable. I see people all the time working at convenience stores, cashier, clerk, whatever. They have a farm out in Yamhill. They have goats. You know, you could be here downtown Portland and have chickens. My Arab had some chickens. We were posted up with the chickens. My Arab, we met these. Okay, see, exactly. Fuck! This fucking motorcyclist just pointed to the shit. Oh my god, yeah. 2 motorcyclists are behind me. 1 motorcycle's up front. Bro, motherfuckers out here, they be trying to play like video game shit with the driving and stuff. Look at this motherfucker's gonna crash. I want to record. Fuck it, I'm gonna record. Oh, I can't, but here we go. This is like the best I can do to like turn around. These guys, he was like hella zigzagging on the road, but he got pissed off and he pointed because these 2 fucking idiots, bro, like these cars, they just drive like they're playing in a video game. They don't care if they die or wreck. And we see wrecks happen all the time because of what have you, stupid ass infrastructure, narrow ass roads. You have no idea how packed it gets here, like in the traffic time, rush hour. I mean, downtown there's all these businesses. And yeah, motherfuckers are still living in like the dysentery fucking Oregon Trail times. You got these narrow ass roads. Had zero belief in like their expansion or ambition. They didn't think motherfuckers would want to come out here. Anyways, yeah, you should see these guys. They're like doing no hand. This dude's fucking hitting the gritty right now. That's so funny. And he's mad leaning. I hope, I mean, they're in front of me, so I hope they don't crash out. I fucking hit them. But anyways, yeah, I want to get more recordings of like, you gotta see the culture. You gotta see how motherfuckers be out here, man, with the pink hair, the rainbow hair. Motherfuckers believing in Bigfoot. Dude, this guy is trying to crash on his bike. Like, he's fucking humping the bike now. Anyways. There's so much wealth and poverty, like, here. And I've been to, you know, I've been to San Diego, I've been to New York, I've been to LA. It doesn't compare to here. It's very unique. The climate. And like at this spot that I'm crossing, this bridge by the museum, they have yachts in the Columbia River. They have submarine. That to me is the cherry on top. I've never been somewhere where they have the submarine just posted up in any city. Yeah, this will be a funny little segue, whatever. So what happened just now is my dumbass took the fucking, like, one of the facility keys with me. I got it on my person, so I gotta go take that back. Very pivotal. That usually doesn't happen. This is the second time the whole time that I've been here. I've been here for about a year now that I've ever done this, but it's funny, yeah, because as soon as they called, I was like, it could only be for one reason. I took the fucking keys. But look, okay, you can't really see that well. I'll get better with like harnesses and with like the videoing. This right here, you could say anything about Oregon, Portland. This is a redeeming quality right here. You can't tell because of the inclement weather. Mount Hood is over there. Gorgeous mountain. Little like white hooded pointed tip, some KKK shit. But yeah, you see some of the boats, you see some of the yachts. The submarine is over there. Again, like the visibility is like pretty low. But on a good day, you see Mount Hood, you see the river, you see all the boats in there, and you see right here downtown, you see all these buildings. Not quite skyscrapers, not, the most impressive bridges, but you got the Moda Center over there where they play, where the Trailblazers play. You have like the little yachts over there, like on the dock. And you would see Mount Shasta. No, not Mount Shasta. You would see Mount St. Helens over there. Mount Shasta is like way more south, I believe. Anyways, Mount St. Helens, you see like the mesa, whatever, tabletop, flat top. It's so like interesting. I mean, it blew up, right? Like it erupted. I think like around the year I was born, 1998, maybe. It was in the 90s, maybe. It was not that long ago. People talk about, some strange rumblings going on in Mount Hood, and they're like some geologists saying shit about the volcanoes out here about to pop off, or like maybe even there's like some volcanoes like off the coast that are like underground. Oh yeah, so I really do want there's like nothing in here. I really do want to get like another pen now, which is wild. I was just talking about not wanting to do that, but it's like every time I stop, they pull me back in. It could go either way. Like my conversation, my video could be more interesting or less interesting because of it. So that's what I want. I want posterity. I want to see what was going on at the time, what I was thinking, what I was saying, and why I felt that way. So yeah, heading back now. Thankfully, those motorcyclists didn't crash. Thankfully, I wasn't called when I was too far away. So, just heading back real quick and I'll drop off the keys. Yeah, I'm like fixing for a pen now. I want a pen. Low key craving some robot day. Looking forward though. I think if I even just get like maybe like a magnetic like little loop thing, I could record better video of like my dog training. I want to do that. I love the dog training so much. It's psychology. I had, my first dog, it was a Labrador Pit mix, apparently. His name was Rain. The sweetest, took so for granted. Did not know what I was doing. So, it was a nice ass Benz up here. AMG SLC 4.3 two-door coupe drop top. My dog Rain was the sweetest, just his whole demeanor, his whole heart was like for you. He was all about you. He was the sweetest, best boy, and I want to honor that with knowing what I'm doing more now with dogs. I watched thousands of hours of fucking Cesar Millan Dog Whisperer, which is hilarious. I mean, not the most valid thing ever, but a lot of good, some solid principles in there, eye contact is a powerful thing. You want to withhold it for the most part, no touch, no talk, no eye contact. It does make you more powerful, presence for the dogs. They respect that, they understand that, and this is a topic I want to get into. I have a fascination with dialecticism, or the foundation of reality is based on contradiction and opposite. Anyways, the more affection and love and like cuddles that you give to like a dog, like the less like aura, power, respect, presence that you have, like they're not gonna take you seriously. Like they're gonna assume like, okay, you put yourself in the subordinate role, like I'm the dominant one here. That being said, I want to have good training for my dogs, show them how to be in the world, and it's to have more freedom for them and to have more fun. So you'll see like a little bit later on of like how I take that seriously with Rome, because it's like a project, you put in all these hours. And it's funny because developmentally, like, he was a teenager, Rome, and he is so he's going through like his second fear phase. For me, he was doing great. He was doing like everything I really needed. We had like some problems at first. Like, I didn't realize like the dog has to have like the chance to smell, the chance to like potty, pee and poo 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after any like training session or like interaction, and it can't go more than like 45 minutes with this like German Shepherd mix that I have, because then he just starts to not listen. Like, he gets past his threshold. So I've learned so many things from that, because he like snapped on me and was like biting my sleeves, which is like a working dog behavior. He's never like just gone for my hand or gone for my face or like really try to hurt me. He is strong as fuck and powerful, so he did fuck my arms up. Like, I have bruises and everything, but I mean, it was frustrating, it was scary, like it was angry, it was sad, but nothing like that has happened since, because I was fucking up. Like, it was hot, I had taken him out for too long, and he was trying to like pee and poo the whole time, and like I didn't realize, because I kept like training him, like follow me, like I like to teach like German commands, so all these German commands, like for stay, for sit, for lay down, all of that, and you'll see that later on. My other dog, Dahlia, Rome and Dahlia, they both respond to German commands. I use German commands like in the house for like the cats and the dogs. You may not believe it, but my cats are trained too. My cats can sit, and one of them is actually crate trained. I just think that's like cool. I think it's funny. It's like mastery over myself and them. I've had an average. My life has been different this year, that I've been out every single day, and I've been like hobo, homeless maxing, and I kind of want to have videos surrounding that. It's the aesthetic for me out here. It's so nice. Like, this is like New York, Jack's New York something style jacket. I love this jacket. It is like so like homeless coded, I swear. And I like, like the Carhartt and like the working style brands and like all that stuff out here. You just gotta have some waterproof boots or shoes, and you gotta have like a jacket, and you just gotta bum it around everywhere. I swear that is the way for me. Not to spend money, to experience things, hang out with people. I guess like when I picked up on this like hobo maxing thing, like I used to work at homeless shelters when I was first starting in like my psychology career, and what got me into it was I needed money under the table. I didn't have like work authorization when I was 16 in high school, so I needed to work internships. I made internship money, I got that paid, I handled like the work authorization, so then I had real jobs after that. But this was through like the health academy at my high school, and there was health, there was law, there was tech. I went with health. I thought it would make like the highest return. I thought it's mostly biology based, so like I'm really good at just memorizing stuff. Like that is super easy for me, like just memorizing shit or just like understanding shit. If it's interesting, if it's basic like principle stuff, like basic biology, basic physics, like I love that shit. I'm not very good at advanced math. I'm pretty good at like language comprehension, English, literature, that type of thing. So I try to choose what I'm good at. But part of like what was influencing my thinking is me being Salvadorian and also being like from Richmond, basically in the Bay Area. And it's like, how can we change places like Richmond? How can we change places like El Salvador? At the time, this was before Bukele. This was pre-Bukele, right? So it's amazing. I didn't think that in my lifetime I would actually see El Salvador radically change. Huge fucking 180, right? But yeah, I would take the bus to my internships. I used to work at a bike shop in Richmond, Rich City Rides. Great boss, man guy, Najari Smith. He was like the CEO, basically. I could go on a huge tangent about him. He taught me so much. But yeah, I would be riding on this bus and I would see, you know, like the pinched faces of my fellow man on the street, woman on the street, child on the street, you know, all these advertisements for, you know, sugars killing your babies and, you know, beware of the food desert of Richmond, whatever, all this like liberal crap that like the Bay Area does, all these social services. You know, the homeless shelter I was at, I saw a lot of like youth like jumping around shelter to shelter, kind of like, I mean, you could call it utilizing the resources, or you could call it like, you know, taking advantage of the system. I mean, I just see it like, are we really helping these people? Or like, you gotta follow the money. Like, they're paying for the lights, they're paying for my salary, they're paying for the food, they're paying for the water. Or I don't know, it's a nonprofit. I might not know where the money is coming from. You know, is the state funding all that? And so basically what you have is state incentivized homelessness, at least in the Bay Area. Because why would any of these youth want to like change their mentality or change their environment when they can, you know, eat for free, live for free, bounce around shelter to shelter, wet facilities, do drugs, do heroin, do anything they want at these facilities. You know, we had like a policy where it's like, you know, I mean, it's like at the stores, like someone steals and they're not going to chase after them. It's like that type of policy where like, we weren't going to be like punitive. Anyway, so this is like my formative background. And so now here I am, and it's like, well, part of like the questioning that I had at first was, you know, how can you change a city? How can you change a nation? I mean, it's funny because now I know it's all bullshit. I mean, it's hard enough to even change yourself, you know, start there. And you're never going to please everybody. And, you know, it's up to God. So, but out here, my thinking now is like, or part of what started in Richmond was when we would go and do this outreach, like crisis intervention, like with the homeless population. You know, I was a kid, I was like 16, 17, 18. I'm like, why? What are the causes? What are the main factors of homelessness? And I was surprised that, like, my trainer at the time said, actually, a lot of people elect to live this lifestyle. And I was like, why? And I was like, well, you know, I mean, there's like no responsibility. Like, they can come and go as they please. You know, like, they don't have, like, you know, mail to be forwarded to. They don't have like a phone number, you know, like they like chose to like bypass like not society because they have their own society in a way, but you know, the hustle and bustle, the rat race, whatever. Anyway, so now I like really embrace that. Like, I like to be with my dogs, and I think like I've seen homeless people that like they have their dog trained that like that dog will not fucking cross the street for shit without like them being given a command, you know. So I think that's what's really impressive to me is like the mastery over the self, like the self-reliance of like people out here in the country, or of like homeless people. But like another thing is like Caesar, you're gonna hear me talk about like these like, you know, conqueror types. Caesar, like in some writings about him, like he would sleep on the floor, like with his soldiers. Like he would eat like, you know, the food that his soldiers were having. And it actually feels so incredible to just sleep on the ground outside, like at a park, you know, or like outside on your patio, whatever. I've been doing that, and I've been just kind of like bumming it as far as like I always wear like this. I love this hoodie, and then like these pants. These are like homeless style. This is like my thinking, like, you know, baggy, like, you know, stressed, whatever. Like real shit. Like I'm wearing real shit and I'm doing real shit. I mean, go to a park and just sleep on the fucking floor, on like the grass, you know, like maybe for me and what I have going on right now in my life, in my mind, it feels really good to completely like almost try to like exit my body, like just be taking a hot ass bath, you know, sleep on the fucking floor in a park or like outside on the patio, especially with the heat sometimes. I don't sleep, I don't rest, I don't have as much peace like being stagnant at home or like in my bed. I feel better this way in this lifestyle that I've been having. Yeah, it's my obsession, it's my fascination now. I really like, you know, this was the answer all along. I'm like calling my friends all the time, incessantly calling them, sending them these memes all the time, you know. They don't fucking like that shit. Like, they got other shit to do. You know, sometimes it's entertaining and like, you know, I get them at the right time, I get the right subject, what have you, right? But most of the time ain't no one trying to hear that shit. But now I can just fucking let it out and I can reevaluate. I like what prompted these videos that I might have to stitch together because it's like 3 videos now, was looking back at my old videos. And it's funny, you know, old videos, like video from fucking yesterday. I always talk like that. But same with my music and songs that I've made. I remember there's this guy Brahm. I'm gonna try to talk about people like without using their government and shit, but there was this guy Brahm, part of my gang at San Diego. We had a section. Our section was Casa Verde, and yeah, Brahm would talk about like my creative process of like my music or like song making, because he was in band, so he had, you know, he had the music in him too. He would like he actually gave me, he knew music. It's funny because what he said, or what he'd be like this guy Evan, like he makes like songs and then he just like listens to it in his car. I don't know why he thought that was funny, but it's like, of course, like fuck Lil Wayne, fuck whoever, like my shit that's like not even good, I don't even know what the fuck it is, like I don't know what I'm doing, but it's my shit, like, so it means the world to me. Like it is like the best, like nothing can, I'm hearing my own voice, like I'm hearing something that, you know, when I started with it, I had a producer, you know, people bring people together, music brings people together. Like when I first started with this, I had it was, again, like I worked at a facility, everyone at this facility, all the guys rapped, and I thought it was the funniest shit. There was these 2 people, I'll say their names. It was Drenzy, was like my manager, actually. No, Drenzy was my producer. He's the one who produced like my shit for me, and at first it was like $20. That was cool. Then it was $50, and it was like, okay, like damn near, now I gotta make my own shit because you want to fucking be doing this. But shout outs to Drenzy. He's really good, worth every penny. I mean, he knows his price, but you know, I gotta get on my own shit, or I can't fucking be dropping 50 every time. But invaluable, like the experience and like working with them. But yeah, Baylor, he was actually like my manager, and those guys, Baylor and Drenzy, they're legit. They actually know how to fucking rap. They had equipment, and I say like that in the sense that like they put time into it, they put months, they put years, you know, they put money down, like they spent money on like all their own shit. Like they got like, I remember by the time I had left that spot, like Baylor had like he was making beats on like a drum machine. All these people at the facility rapped. Baylor and Drenzy were legit, and you know, they have like followings, or they were even making money on Spotify. But That's what it's about. That's what's exciting. The fact that I know these two guys, when I listen to their track, for some reason, all their tracks are very well produced actually and are good. But truth be told, I don't really give a fuck about them. I like their one track, Dead Presidents. That shit is better to me than like, you know, some Babytron or some Lil Yachty, what have you, like some good corporate, you know what I mean, like good, like cookie cutter, like money, like all that backing corporate shit, blown out the water by fucking Dead Presidents. Because like I know those guys, I know their background, it hits so much harder. The words that they're saying, the way they put things together. So that's how it feels with my music, my songs, and my videos. Like I went back to my videos and it's like, okay, that's how I can continue forward, is there's so much to recall on. I'm all over the place so much. I go on so many tangents. A lot of my points are unfinished and I can go back to that. That being said, finally, the second video, parts of what I was saying is my lifestyle changed this year. I've been outside every single day. I've been sleeping in parks, like on the lawn. I've been sleeping on the patio outside. I have not been sleeping in my bed. I have not been in my room. I'm hardly ever in my room. And it's funny because I had a homie who he was also at CV, and he would say, you know, you're not living unless like you come home and you crash, like in your room or at the house, like just to crash. Like it feels so much better for me to be outside as much as possible. You know, go to the library, go to a store, go to Starbucks, ask for water. You know, go to the convenience store, use the bathroom. Just stay outside. Just be outside every day. That's what my friend told me in San Diego. And I didn't do it there. And that's a spot I really should have. I didn't do it. But it feels good to do that out here. And there's such a like unique culture out here. And there's so many like unique, weird motherfuckers out here. But, oh yeah, another little recall, like, so at the facility I'm at now, I guess because I was thinking of like weirdness, there's a guy at the facility who we play guitar, and I mean I can't really play guitar. I've been trying for like years. I know a handful of chords and shit and like the pentatonic scale, but wow, he really got me so much back into guitar and so much better. I'll actually make a video of like showing what I do know on guitar. It brought us together so much. Like now we talk, now we have conversations, now like we have an understanding. We jam out. I've never jammed out with someone before. He'll tell me, do the 2 bottom strings, only 8, 5, 3 open, and then 2, and you loop that, and it's like a bass line. I'll be dun 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 again and again and again and again, and that's like the rhythm, that's the groove, and it's basic. I'm doing that part, right? It's only like 5 notes, you know, or whatever, you know, hard to fuck up. And then the guy, he just goes like and does the solo, like does the tasty licks, like brings it all together. And like when that happens, when we're jamming out like that, it's so funny. I get the urge to just start spewing out some like emo lyrics, and I keep telling him every time, I'm like, dude, I feel like singing. Like I'm not even, you know, I'm not a singer. I'm not good at singing at all. I don't know how to sing. I'm probably like pitch deaf, tone deaf, all that. Tone deaf, I don't think pitch deaf is a thing, maybe. But I don't know, maybe it's like the spirit or something, the Holy Ghost, because I just get such an urge to just start wailing out some shit. That has been how my life has been different this year. Is like my dog passed in like December, and I was just so sad about everything, and it fucking sucked. And you know, I got these dogs, like I got other dogs, like I got puppies, for me, it wasn't to like, I didn't want a dog. I never wanted a dog. I never liked dogs. Truth be told, I don't like responsibility. I don't want to be cleaning up shit constantly, or like, you know, not have my schedule be my own, you know, to have to like worry about another mouth and their safety and all these things. But it is so fulfilling. It has brought me so much joy and like purpose and movement and motion. I'm like working more hours. Like I did like 220 hours last 4 weeks, and then now I'm coming up on all this like holiday pay stuff with like Juneteenth and then July 4th. Like my expenses are high as fuck. Like I'm not seeing any of the money, but it feels better to like just push and make as much money as I possibly can. And people in this position, like, you can just stay at this job for years. Eventually, if you work hella hours and you're doing overtime, I mean, yeah, you would be making over 6 figures, like, fucking in 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, sure. I've seen it from other people. So now I don't feel like fucking leaving. I don't feel like leaving Portland. I don't feel like leaving my job. I've been moving around all my fucking life. I've had, you know, it's so funny. I overheard this coworker saying that they had 3 jobs last year. And I was like, oh, that was like a big deal for them. Dude, I mean, I'm probably exaggerating, but I've had a lot of jobs, like countless jobs. Like, you know, I go to jobs and people are like, oh, make sure you do this, or like, you want to be careful or watch out. Like, man, I don't gotta watch out. I don't gotta be careful for nothing. You know how I got this job? Same way I get the next job. Just fucking apply. Just walk in, you know? I get it, cool. I don't get it, you know, thank you for applying. You weren't the one. Alright, fucking on to the next. Like, it's never been that fucking big of a deal for me. But now I'm like, what is the point in that? You know, like, where's your growth? Where's your progress? Where's your foundation and like your money and your savings? It's not there. So now I'm like at a job that I probably shouldn't stay at. You know, I'm at a place like, of all the places I've been at, it's like in a way the least attractive, but I'm the most attracted to these things now. And I found with jobs especially, part of it is comfort, which is not good, but it's very easy to get into a job, to be good at a job, to rise up in a job and make money in a job when no one wants to do that job. So that's how I'm seeing it now. And it goes back to like the masochist suffering thing, but you know, I want to endure. Like, why should I be soft? Why should I bow out? Why should I quit? You know? All these people here in the Pacific Northwest, they have these farms and they have these big dogs and G-Wagons and Sprinter vans and all this like bohemian shit. Like, why not me? You know, the only difference is like not giving up. All I have to do is envision it and not give up. I am very much into manifestation. My favorite word, my favorite thing, like the essence of life for me, people talk about what is your passion, what do you want. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't give a fuck about feelings. You really help me out, whatever. Like, I struggle with like, why psychology? Why would I want to be a therapist? You know, I've had people, my sister included, be like, you know, you're not very empathetic, you're not very communicative. You know, it's very true. I do shut it down. I am very emotional. I am overly emotional, all this stuff. I have some things working for me. Non-linear thinking, creativity, intuition, whatever, analytical thinking. Okay. Efficacy. That's what I want. That's what I care about for myself and for other people. Efficacy. That you think of something, you say something, you write something down, you want something, and it happens. You know? Like, you accomplish it. That's what I want. And, you know, types like Jeff Bezos have kind of gave me some good knowledge. Like, you just have to not quit, and you have to be flexible in how you get there. You don't know the problem while you're problem solving. You have to be open. You have to be in it. You have to sit in it. You know? It might not even be a problem. You don't even know. You know what I mean? You got to become intimate with it, familiar and all that. So sometimes that means, you know, being flexible. You can't be so rigid in the way you answer something or problem solve something. because again, going back to like dialectics and like this like dualism, contradiction with everything, the hardness, like what is hard, what is rigid, is easily broken, is brittle, is shattered, right? You know, you meet opposition. What is opposition and resistance met with? More opposition and more resistance. And so to tangent and to tie it and to circle it together in a little bow, like I talk about these conquering types sometimes, but I think Napoleon has this amazing quote, which is like, okay, Jesus Christ, look at his kingdom, look at his empire, look at his legacy. Alexander the Great, Hannibal, Napoleon, all these dictators, all these leaders, all these rulers, kings, emperors, what they had was based on sheer force, right? Brute strength and power. And what did they accomplish in the end? Their empires, their legacy turned to dust. You know, where are the Caesars today? Where are the Napoleons today? Right? But the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Jesus, like, lives on in immortality. You know, this is 2,000 years ago. This is like the basis of our society, culture, the way we measure time. And it was all built on love, you know? I mean, there's your answer right there. Like, there is like a strength to softness. And this is kind of more like Eastern philosophy, I think, but I love that shit. I'm all about that shit. But then I do struggle with it too sometimes, like that. I guess it's like that cancer shit, like that, like push pull, you know, -1, like where it's like, fuck, like I feel like I'm being, you know, sad, happy, pulled in directions and all this stuff. Oh, this is like prime example of like this fucking idiot trying to merge because fucking the infrastructure is so stupid here, these stupid ass streets. I'm gonna come back to this topic of fucking the streets out in here. It's so fucking annoying, bro. I mean, I'm just not used to it. Like, driving in the Bay, driving in LA, San Diego, whatever, it makes sense. Okay, there's traffic, it makes sense, you know, or like the roads make sense, the infrastructure makes sense. Like, they knew they had a big city. These motherfuckers never thought they'd make it off of like wagons in the Oregon Trail and shit, I swear. And they got a huge booming like economy now. Like, everyone wants, you know, there's this like Californication that has gone on here for decades, but it's still a gem here. It's still a jewel, because it is like fringe. You know, you got Washington up there, you got Canada up there, you got a lot of weird shit. You know, you got the grunge movement, a lot of great movies made out here, a lot of like, I don't know, there's like sex trafficking rings, or there was like Prohibition era, like underground bars, all this type of shit, hidden shit, cool shit out here, historical. I mean, this was like one of the first like most Western places in the US, right? You know, you talk about Lewis and Clark coming out here and doing their thing. But Ebolations,